Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Today is Saturday, August the 9th, 2025. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, Optimus? You say you tapping in for the algo. Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate you joining. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. All right. I'm going to give it a few minutes to let some people come in. Today is going to be mainly futures focus. So I'm trying to encourage people to learn how to do technical analysis. And once you learn how to do technical analysis, one of the better markets to earn daily capital is in the futures market. So this is what this is going to be tailored to. All right. So if you're brand new to my channel, I encourage y'all, or if you're not tapped into the Patreon, make sure y'all sign up for the Patreon. I got different lessons. I got different services. That's what I'm gonna call it, services. So I got beginner lessons. I got pro lessons. If you just want to be a member, y'all can sign up just to be a member. My most popular one right now is the mentorship and the signal. So that's what we pretty much been doing every day, Monday through Friday. I'm trying to start my signal and my mentorship service. Pretty much coaching people on how to navigate the futures markets and what to look for, and just pretty much learning how to trade. So if y'all haven't tapped in, make sure y'all click the link in the description below. All right. All right. 1 second. 1 second. But appreciate y'all joining me. Got 7 people in the live stream. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much review the week that we just had. We're going to review the week that we just had. So 1 second. Yeah, we're going to review the week that we just had. We're going to go back test. All right. See what we could have missed or what we could have done better. And then we're going to go ahead and forecast into the upcoming week. So we just completed the first week of August. We just completed the first week of August, and we didn't have much going on in the news this week, but price was very volatile. Okay. Price was very volatile. The stock market is near breaking all-time highs yet again. So we pretty much was getting in line with that. What's up, Lawrence? Shout out to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So let's go ahead and project out to next week. All right. Let's go ahead and project out to next week and see what we got in the economic calendar. If you don't know, we use the economic calendar as a guide in the market. All right. It's like our navigation system. This allows us to pretty much predetermine what to expect as far as manipulation, volatility, liquidity injection, all the above. So during specific times of the day, specific times of the week, we can anticipate and forecast when the market makers will come into the market and inject liquidity. And we also can know when to stay out the way. All right. Certain news events allows us to pretty much just stay out the way, move to the side and let them have it, because the markets can be very manipulated. Without this, we wouldn't know how to navigate the market every day. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing. All right. But going into next week, we got a lot of high impact news. Monday, y'all should know what the protocol is on Monday if y'all in the Discord. Matter of fact, if y'all want to tell me, what do we do on Monday when we see no news? Now, last Monday, we didn't have no news, and price was very difficult. So I'm just going to say that. So last Monday, we didn't have no news and price was very difficult. Tuesday, we got CPI reports coming out. Wednesday, we don't have no news. And then Thursday and Friday, we have high impact news on these days. So we got some things to navigate going through the week. I think Tuesday can be a good setup. And then Wednesday and Thursday going into Friday, those could also be great setups. But Monday, I'm probably going to give them Monday. I'll probably let them have Monday coming up. All right. And this is Forex Factory, by the way, forexfactory.com. If you want another economic calendar, I use Econoday. Econoday. This is another calendar that I use. And we can go ahead and see. Does it let me forecast? Now it'll adjust Monday. So let me see. Let's see. Yeah, we'll be ready for it Monday. So this is a kind of day. Let me see. Yeah. All right. So these are two resources that you can use. I use them all the time. So Econoday and forexfactory.com. All right. Now let's come over here to the markets. All right. So if y'all participated with me this week, y'all seen this week was kind of exciting. Every week is exciting in the market, but it's always a challenge. It's always, you know, a challenge to yourself to see what the market wants to do. So I'm looking at the ES and the Nasdaq. I'm looking at the ES and Nasdaq. Which one is y'all favorite to trade? Y'all let me know in the chat. If y'all are trading the ES or the Nasdaq, let me know which ones y'all like to trade the most. All right. What I need to do is I need to clear up my chart because that's what I started doing last night. So over the weekend, this is the best time, especially like Saturday mornings. All right. This is the best time to go ahead and set up your chart for the week. All right. Best time to set up your chart for the week. And that's what I'm doing. Let me highlight this. Hide that. Lawrence, you say you like trading NQ best? Yeah, NQ is a little bit more volatile, but ES is a little bit more smoother. And I probably need to pull up the Dow. I'm gonna pull up the Dow and I'm gonna look at the gold futures as well. Gonna look at gold futures as well. I don't like trading the Dow. I'm gonna pull up the Dow anyway though. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm just trying to clean this up right quick. And if you just joined, man, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, tap into the Patreon. Tap into the Patreon. All right, I'm gonna go out to the weekly on this time frame. All right. And then I'm gonna pull up the Dow. Let's pull up the Dow Jones. I know it got it somewhere. Dow. It's NQ. What is the micro Dow? Let me see. Let's pull up the Dow. And let's put in MYM. This is for the Dow Jones. MYM. All right, this is the futures contracts for the Dow Jones. And as you can see, look at that right there. Oh, that's a 3-month time. Let's go down to the monthly. And as you look at the Dow Jones, you can see pretty much that's an ugly chart right there. Let's go down to the weekly. So if you notice with the Dow Jones, all right, I'm gonna point something out to y'all. And I'm assuming, let me check one second. MYM, let's look at the continuous right quick. All right, as you can see, that's the history of the Dow. All right, that's the history of the Dow, of the futures contract. Okay, yeah, it poked above all-time high. So the Dow Jones also created an all-time high. So all right, I'm gonna go back. Now I don't trade the Dow because it's not as volatile. It's just not as clean as the Nasdaq and the S&P. So as I look at the Dow Jones, you can see how it made a lower low. A lower high right there. All right. Now let's go look at ES. As we look at ES on the weekly time frame, you can see ES has made a higher high. And then you can see NQ made a higher high. So you can clearly see the Dow is the lagger, okay? Price is moving higher for the Nasdaq. Price is moving higher for the S&P. And for the Dow Jones is lagging behind. So whenever you see that right there, when you're comparing all three, I'm always going to want to trade the leader. Okay. I like to trade the leader of the pairs, not the pairs, but the indices. So whichever one is leading the way, that's the market that I want to choose. Okay. Whichever one is the one that's leading the way, that's the one I want to trade. So I'm just going to mainly focus. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up the gold futures as well. Let's pull up gold futures. Let's pull up gold futures. All right. That's the August contract. Let me pull up the we must be in the October contract for gold. Let me see right quick. Appreciate y'all joining, man. Appreciate y'all joining. Pull up gold. Let's look up the October. Yeah, we're in the October contract. Let's go out to the weekly. All right, this is gold futures as well. Gold futures is its own entity. All right, own entity. And out of the three markets, all right, out of the three markets, I'm gonna ask y'all in the chat. Out of the three markets, this is the gold futures. All right, gold futures, and I'm gonna say that. Gold futures right now on the weekly. What conditions is the gold futures in? What market conditions is gold futures on the weekly? One second. I don't have y'all comments up here. Get y'all up here. Shout out to you, Lenny. Yes, consolidation. Gold futures is in a consolidation. You see that? So it's still bullish. Gold futures is bullish. Yes, high chop, high resistance, consolidation. All right. So looking at I'm gonna compare all four markets. I'm gonna look at the Dow. I'm gonna look at the gold. I'm gonna look at the S&P and the Nasdaq. All right. That's the markets we're gonna be looking at. And these are all micro contracts, by the way, all micros. So we're going to look at the gold, high resistance. Dow Jones, still kind of high resistance and is lagging. All right. ES, bullish, reaching for all-time high. And Nasdaq, bullish, reaching for all-time high. So by comparing all four markets, which one would y'all prefer? Which one would y'all prefer to trade? NQ, ES, the Dow Jones, or gold? Which one would y'all prefer to trade? Trying to see the engagement in the comments. If y'all brand new, make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button. All right, Lenny, you said NQ. Lawrence, NQ. What's your reason for wanting to trade NQ? What would be y'all reason? What would be y'all reason? I think the micro gold contracts. One second. All right, Lawrence and Lenny, y'all said gold. Y'all said NQ. So that's pretty much where my focus been. You just compare the market, see which one is cleaner. All right, the cleaner the market, is the one I like to choose. I believe the micro gold contracts, they are like is it $1? Let's go look at the CME, because a lot of y'all, you might want to start trading gold. Let's go look. Come over to the CME. Let's go to markets. I believe it's $1 per point. Let's go check it out. Okay, Lenny, you said it's going to take out the all-time high early in the week, and then you can short. We're going to check it out. We're going to check it out. Let's go look at gold micro contracts. Scroll down. All right, micro gold right here. Micro gold. MGC Z5. That's the current contract. Let me go confirm. MGC. Let's go update the contract. All right, this is the current contract for gold. All right, right here. This is the December contract, not 2026. Is it 2026? MGC Z5. Let's go look at the calendar. Yeah, I gotta find the 2020. I gotta find the 2025 contract. Appreciate y'all joining, man. Appreciate y'all joining. We're just reviewing the futures markets, comparing different assets. MGC V 2025 right here. All right, here we go. This is the current contract for gold futures. And what I was looking for was, let's look at the specs. Let's look at the specs and let's scroll down. Man, where's the fluctuation price? Where's the fluctuation price? Okay, there it goes right there. So, okay, check it out. In gold. So for you, if y'all are interested in trading gold, and I might start reviewing gold a little bit, every 10 cent move is $1, all right? So in gold, the fluctuation goes like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. Excuse me, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then it goes back to 0, and that fluctuates the price over here, the tick over to the left of the decimal. So, okay, so what's $1? Okay, $1, what's a $1 move in gold? Y'all tell me how much that is. We're gonna see how powerful gold is for micros. We're not even talking about the larger gold contracts. How powerful is gold per tick? How powerful is gold per tick? All right. So if gold goes 10 ticks, how much is that? Y'all tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. If gold goes 10 ticks, which is 10 cents per tick, how much is that in the chat? Make sure y'all smash that like button. Got 11 people in the building. Wouldn't that be $100? I mean, $10, my bad, not the 100. The larger contracts are different. Yeah, so every tick, so gold moves very volatile. Let's go look at gold. Let's go look at gold. All right, and let's go down to a 5-minute time frame. And let's go frame let's frame something up right quick. Let's go frame something up. Let's go out to a 15-minute. And for the people that are waiting for gold, crypto futures, they're not as liquid yet, especially not like gold. I'm looking for a setup. Okay, right here. Let's look at this. All right, let's get some engagement going. Y'all in the chat, what is this down close candle right here? What is this down close candle? What am I highlighting? Let's highlight that. What is that right there? Y'all tell me in the chat. Yep, Lenny, you're correct. Sibby. All right, so let's just simply aim. What's up, Intrigue? Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all, yes, also, Lawrence, you're also right as well. That's an order block right there. The price didn't come up to it. So what I'm doing is, let's frame something up. Let's say we want to get short and we want to attack some liquidity. Let's say that low right there. All right. Let's say that swing low right there. And let's just say we put on a limit order to get short. I'm gonna put this tool up. Let's say we enter at the bottom of the fair value gap or the SIBI, and let's say we target right there, boom. And that's our exit. That's a quick scout. Let's say our stop loss is right here at the top of the gap. All right, so if we're using, for every dollar move in micro gold, that is $10, we have 139 ticks, all right? 139 ticks, that's 13, almost 14 points. Let's go ahead and round it off to 14 points. 14 points in micro gold. Y'all tell me in the chat how much is that right there if every 10 cents is $1. Every 10 cent move in micro gold is $1. That's 140 points or 140 ticks. How much is that? Is it 1,400? Is my math off? What am I doing wrong? Every 10 cent move is $1. So once the decimal to the left, yes, it's 10 per tick. $10 per tick. What's up, Ricardo? Praise the Lord and use the charts like XRP swore. Keep up the great, no BS content. Thanks for everything you do. Appreciate it, Ricardo. Make sure you tap into the Patreon as well. Y'all tap into the Patreon if y'all are brand new, all right? Click the link in the description. Y'all come tap into the Patreon. Be a part of the community, all right? Definitely no BS, all business. So yes, Lenny, every tick, 140 ticks is 10. So every point is $10, right? Every point is $10. We got a 14-point run. So what you're going to do is 14 times 10. $1,400. Y'all are correct. All right. So that's the power of micro gold. Okay. Micro gold is very powerful. Now, the larger gold is on a whole nother level. The micro gold is on a whole nother level. Okay. So, but using not micro gold, the larger gold, the larger gold futures contract is on a whole nother level, but trading micro gold is also as powerful. So y'all might want to, look into it. I don't know. So we're going to pretty much be flexing through. I'm probably going to be focused on Nasdaq, S&P, and micro gold. Okay. So those are going to probably be my 3 main futures contract in the Discord. All right. In the Discord, in the Patreon. So very powerful. If you're brand new to futures trading micros are very powerful, and you can start earning ends meet trading these contracts. All right. So very powerful. Lawrence, you said it sounds solid. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm going to do some charting up. If y'all want to go ahead and chart up your gold charts, y'all make sure y'all do that as well. So we're going to integrate that as well into the Discord in the Patreon. All right. We're going to integrate that. I don't like the Dow. The Dow is it's just not a good market to trade. Just my honest opinion. But let's come back over to the Nasdaq and the Dow. All right. The S&P and the ES. Let's come back to the S&P and the ES. And we just ended the week. All right. We just ended the week. And that swing high right there, I'm looking at the weekly time frame. That swing high right there is the all-time high. This is for the Nasdaq. Now let's look at the Dow. The ES. Let's look at the ES. This swing high right there is also the all-time high for the ES. So going into next week, we don't know where we're going to open up on Sunday. All right. And last week, did y'all notice that we had an inside range week? Let me hide this. Last week, do y'all notice that we had an inside range week, meaning we didn't trade above previous week's high, nor did we trade below previous week's low. Now, same thing for the Nasdaq. We didn't trade above previous week's high, and we didn't trade below previous week's low. Above old highs and below old lows is where the liquidity is resting in the market. All right. and price always seeks liquidity. So going into next week, what is your directional bias? What do y'all see in price? Where do you see price going into next week? Is it going to come down, take out previous week's low, or is it going to go up and take out previous week's high? Y'all let me know in the chat. And what we're doing is we're determining our bias, and we're forecasting going into next week. What's your weekly forecast? Lenny, shout out to you. Going to take out the high. Yep. So expect next week that we're going to be in price discovery. Expect next week to be in price discovery. And I was hoping originally that we would trade down to a monthly fair value gap, but we didn't do that. They want to continue to push price higher and remain bullish. So we're going to stick with that. And as we break all-time high, I will look to become a scalper in the market. Because we don't have no price data. We don't know where they can go. All right, let me see right quick. Let's go down to a daily. On a daily time frame, we might can do some projecting. Let's do some projecting. All right. Let's take this swing low up to that swing high right there. And maybe we can project to where we want to see price reach once we break out to the all-time high. Do we need to get an X-ray? Definitely higher. Shout out to you, Intrigue. Sorry, that was for my kid, Lenny. Okay, I got you, Lenny. So as we project higher, all right, let's do some projecting higher. We already know, okay, we already determined, okay, we're bullish going into next week. We know that. So what should we be looking for, shorts or long? Should we be looking for shorting opportunities, or should we be looking for long opportunities? I'm going to be looking for long opportunities. And in the process of doing that, I'm only going to be scalping because we don't know how far price wants to go. But if we use this projection tool to with the Fibonacci to reach higher, the next level I would prefer price to go to is the 0.05 level on the Fibonacci. That'll be 24,378. All right. And what I need to do is I need to calibrate this so I can have it going into next week just to see if that's where we want to go. 23,848. And if you just joined, make sure y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the Patreon. Y'all tap in. We're catering to the people that want to learn how to trade futures and day trading, period. All right. I cover the crypto market. Crypto is doing well, but also we're also in other markets as well. 23848. Low 22788. Boom, right there. All right. So the next level that I want to see, if once we break all-time high, and we might get that early in the week, I must probably say Monday or Tuesday, they're going to want to run it. And how we closed on Friday, I'm gonna go ahead and say Monday. They might not want to hesitate. They might want to go ahead and take it there. Okay, so we shall see. And if we do break out, which we are going to break out, I want to see us come up to the 0.05 level at minimum. All right, so I would be looking for long opportunities up to this level right there in price discovery. All right, in price discovery. Right there. All right, so I'm gonna say that this is more higher time frame analysis. I'm gonna say that right there. Now let's go look at ES. Let's go down to the daily time frame on ES. I'm looking for the same thing in ES. I'm bullish on both markets, ES and S&P. Here in a minute, I'm gonna show you how much more potential each one has. Okay. So I'm gonna take a Fibonacci. Same thing. You can see this swing low right here. Up to this swing high right there. And the same thing. We're going to most likely reach up price discovery next week, break all-time high. And let me calibrate this. The swing high is 6468.50. The swing low is 6239.50. All right. Gonna say that. And once we break out and reach price discovery, remember, we don't have no data to the left of the chart. No data to the left of the chart. We're going to break out, and I want to see us come touch that 0.5 level, all right? And if you're just joining, we're following the futures markets, all right? I know y'all know me for crypto, but we also trade the futures markets. If you're brand new, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. That's where all the value is, all the exclusive content, all the value. Click the link in the description. All right. So that's what this is the minimum. Once we break price discovery, I want to see price come up to the 0.5 level. I will be looking for scalping opportunities to potentially come up to this level right here. The 65.84 level, 65.84 level. All right, so that's just some projection because there's nothing to the left of the chart. There's nothing above the waters. It's just open sea above the market. All right, so we got to use small projections. And then also, I don't know how violent they're going to want to go higher. So we don't know, because once we go on price discovery, institutions, market makers, they can send it wherever they want to send it to. So if we get too extreme, what do I mean by that? If we just start ripping higher and higher, I'm not going to be interested in going long. I'm going to be interested in some type of fair value gaps to form. And in the process of those fair value gaps forming, I'm going to be looking to short scalps down to those inefficiencies, because the stock market is at an extreme. If y'all don't know so already, everything is at an extreme. Bitcoin is at an extreme. Gold is at an extreme. A lot of assets, a lot of things in the stock market are at extremes. So all they're doing is printing cash and they're flowing it into the stock market, and just, it's a bubble. It's really a bubble. So that's why we can get in there and take advantage of these small fluctuations in price and take profits and bank day to day with it. All right. If y'all don't know, I teach y'all how to set a set amount of money you want to make per month. And I teach y'all how to divide that by 21 trading days, and that'll give you how much you should be making every day in the market. And it's very manageable if you have like low expenses. All right. If you're somebody with low expenses and you got a little bit of capital, you can go make a day-to-day earning in this market. So that's what I teach y'all. All right, 20 people in the live stream. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all joining. All right. Teaching consistency, trying to teach y'all consistency. So that's my higher time frame bias. We get it. We got the higher time frame narrative out the way. As a matter of fact, let's go peek at gold. But I haven't done a deep analysis on gold. Let's go out to the weekly. The weekly on gold, similar things, but it's more high resistance. Let's go down to the daily. Very, very high resistance. So gold, very spotty. Go out to the weekly. On the weekly time frame, we just recently retraced down into this fair value gap right there, but we're just chopping, consolidating. So gold is way more difficult. So if you want to preserve capital and you want to just not take the risk, gold isn't really as clean right now. All right. A lot of potential, but not as clean. High resistance. So I'm gonna mainly be focusing on NQ and ES. NQ and ES. All right. So now let's go down to lower time frames. Let's go down to lower time frames. Let me hide that. Hide that as well. And if you're brand new to trading, you need to over the weekend is where you do your analysis, to be honest. You want to be prepared when you come to these markets. You want to do your analysis over the weekend, like on a Saturday morning, get it out the way. And when Monday morning comes, you have nothing to worry about. You're already prepared. All right. You're preparing early for work. Go down to the hourly time frame. I'm going to throw up my weekly dividers. Y'all click the link in the description if y'all want to learn more. Tap into the description. All right. And I'm going ahead and I don't see us coming back down no time soon. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to drag it all the way out to next Sunday. Not this Sunday coming up, but the next Sunday. And that will be the 17th. All right. 17th of August. Yeah. So when we're on this time frame, what do we highlight, y'all? What do we highlight? So hide this. What's the first thing you should be highlighting if y'all are tapped into the Discord and the Patreon? I always look for the first thing I like to look for is what? The first thing that I like to look for is what? Yep, Lenny. Lenny. You're right. It's the same thing over and over again. So when you trying to teach somebody like your children, it's the same thing over and over again. Right now, this is my canvas. All right. So I'm switching through time frames. Yep. Shout out to you, Lawrence. Previous day and previous weeks. When I'm on the hourly time frame, I'm looking at the previous weeks. When I go down to the 15 time frame, 15 minute, which is more intraday, I'm looking at the previous day. That's the perspective I have. So pay attention to what I'm telling y'all. On the hourly time frame, I'm looking at a broader scope of price. I'm looking at previous week's price action. All right. So right now you can see we just closed the week, but the perspective that I have is I'm looking back 1, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes more weeks in price. All right. That's what I'm doing on the hourly time frame. So you can clearly see, okay, let's do this. 2 weeks ago, price was consolidating. You see that consolidation? We went up. We consolidated the first, and this was the last week of July. So we consolidated that last week of July. We went up, created a high of the week on Thursday. And then to end the week on Thursday through Friday, that was a market maker what? Market maker what down to what? Discount, right? That was a market maker what? So this week we opened up and we pretty much reversed in opposite direction. And we did a what? Market maker buy model. Yep, Lenny's market maker sell model. That was last week. Go down to a discounted area. And now we reverse price. And now we're going higher back to a market maker buy model. And this swing high right here that formed 2 weeks ago, that is the all-time high for the Nasdaq. All right. All-time high. So look how we closed the week right here. The market is currently closed. It's not 24/7 like crypto. One day it's going to be 24/7, but right now it's not. But look how the market closed. And then we don't know where we're going to gap open on Sunday. All right. Sunday is going to gap open. We don't know. We can gap open lower or we can gap open higher. We shall see. All right. We shall see. And then remember, Monday, we don't have no news. So I'm going to give them, we're going to wait and see. I might just let them have Monday. If Monday they decide to run this out, I'm going to let them have it. I'm not going to be impulsive. We're not going to chase price. All right. So yes, y'all are correct. We're looking at the previous week's highs and lows. That's the first thing you want to do when you come to the chart. So last week that just ended, we got a low in here, but I'm not going to use that low because it's so low to the previous week's low. So we got low stacking up. So I'm going to use this low right here. I'm going to ignore this low right there. And they left behind a lot of liquidity in the market. I don't know if they want to return to it. They might not want to. But guess what? I'm going to leave it in my charts just in case they want to refer to it. All right. So next, we're going to go ahead and highlight the high right here. That's the high that closed the week. I don't know how we're going to open up. I don't know how we're going to open up on Sunday. So we got to wait and see at 6 o'clock p.m. Sunday, which is tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know how we're going to open up the market. So we're going to go ahead and highlight that. The swing high right there. That's the high. And all you're going to do is I'm going to drag it out for a few days. Let's say to about Tuesday. Drag it out to about Tuesday. All right. So y'all tell me next. What's the next thing we should be referring to? What's the next thing do I like to look for on the hourly time frame after we identify the swing highs and the swing lows? What's the next thing that I like to identify? Let's see who really pays attention. If y'all are brand new, make sure y'all click the link in the description, tap into the Patreon. That's where my community is. That's where we're growing as a community. That's where the value is. All right, make sure y'all click the link in the description, tap into the Patreon. Now, I'm going to wait for the fair value gaps, Lenny. I'm going to wait for the fair value gaps. The next thing I like to do is something that I've been teaching y'all. It's in the pro lessons is, what do you want to highlight at the end of the day on Friday? What's the thing you want to highlight at the end of the day on Friday? Yep. Shout out to you, Lawrence. Let's go ahead and highlight that. All right. So as you can see, You can see the matrix, all right? You can see how price, let's just say I remove the liquidity. Let's take out the liquidity from the chart. One second. All right, let's just say I hide the liquidity on my chart, and let's just say we view the chart from this perspective right here. All right, y'all should know what this is in the chat. All right, if y'all want more information on this, y'all tap into the Patreon. All right, click the link in the description. Y'all should know what this is in the chat, and you can see us using these as reference points. So let's just say we want to just trade these PD arrays. All right, you can see on 2 weeks ago we traded up, we created a high, and then we traded down. And let's just say you hypothetically want to just use this and this alone. Look at that entry point right there. Boom. All right. At the bottom of that, price sells off. When the price sells off, it sells off to this. Boom. Just like that. What's up, Gabrielle? Shout out to you. When price uses this reference point right here, it sells off, trades down to a discount, uses this right here, retraces, consolidates, goes down lower, and then it dives into this area right here. All right. And you can see how these things that I told y'all about, how it works. All right. Does it seem random to you? This, like I said, y'all need to go plot this out on your charts and study it. But you can see how price works this layer from discount. It goes back up. Does it go back up to any random level? Nope. Goes back up to this level right here. Consolidates, retraces down. And you can see how price likes to work and use these levels. Come back down, trade through it again. Look how price is just working. And then trades back up, attacks this one right here at a premium. Comes back down to it, trades back through it, uses it as support, and end the week just like that. Is it random? Y'all tell me if that's random or not. So that's why I say y'all need to plot that out. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is plot this out. Closing price Friday. All right, closing price Friday. You should know what to look for at 6 o'clock p.m. Sunday. All right, you should know what to look for at 6 o'clock p.m. on Sunday. All right, so that's what I'm doing right now. That's the second thing I like to look for. After I look for the liquidity on the hourly time frame, I like to look for these on the hourly time frame at the end of the week. So the closing price was 23,767.25, and that's it right there. And what you do is you're going to save it. So once you save it, you have nothing to worry about. Also, for y'all that want if y'all want to utilize, if you don't have any subscription on TradingView and you want to use TradingView, y'all click the link in the description. I have an affiliate link for $15 off on TradingView. So if y'all go tap into that in the description, I got a $15 off TradingView link. If y'all want to utilize that, check the description. Also tap into the Patreon if y'all want to tap into the Patreon. All right, tap into the Patreon if y'all want to tap into the Patreon. Got 24 people in the building. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe if you're brand new. Who's in here brand new? I want to see who's brand new in my chat. All right, I like to get to know you. I like to get to know you. So for the other ones, so for the ones from previous weeks ago, if y'all are paying attention, drag those out into the new week, drag them out into the new week ahead. Drag those out into the new week ahead. So that's what y'all should be doing. Because in the future, price can most likely refer to these, all right? They're very powerful. They're very powerful. And you can give them any color you want. This is just my preference. This is just my preference. Any color y'all want. Personalize your charts. Make them whatever you want to, however you want to use them as. All right, just like that. So that's the second thing that I did. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save it to my chart, and then I'm going to remove them. I'm going to remove them, all right? So now, next thing I want to do is I want to look at the previous day's highs and lows. Okay, so now I'm going to throw up my daily dividers, and we're going to just drop to lower time frames. We're going to go down to the 15-minute. Going to go down to the 15-minute time frame. And I already pretty much got them plotted out. So let's go down to the 15-minute. And as you can see, we pretty much took out all the previous day's highs. So they didn't leave behind any highs. So you can see this high right here from Tuesday, we ran that out. We go into Wednesday, we ran that out. Thursday, we ran that out on Friday. And then Friday, we had that close. All right. So before I go any further, let's go ahead and review price. All right. Let's go review price. Let's go into the market. Let's review some price. So this was Sunday right here. On Sunday, we opened up. We don't trade Sundays. If y'all don't know, we don't trade Sundays. We opened up in the market and price out the gate on Sunday started moving higher. All right. So I was like, okay, Sunday got some action. We opened up down here and started instantly moving higher on Sunday. So Monday, we didn't have no economic news. So all price did was move higher and higher. Move higher and higher. The market opens at 9:30 a.m. All right, 9:30 a.m. So let's highlight that. Let me show you something. Let's go to 9:30. I'm gonna draw a vertical trend line right there, 9:30 a.m. on Monday. 9:30 to 10 a.m. That's the first 30 minutes of the market opening, 9:30 to 10 a.m. All right, now we're gonna zoom in a little bit in that. We're just gonna drop down to a lower time frame. Let's go take a closer look at price. And you can see how Monday overnight, it just started running from Sunday. And that was very bullish, all right? They was in a hurry to move price in a certain direction. And this is a 5-minute time frame. So on Monday, once we cross over to 9:30 and the market opened, the market went out the gate, just took off. And it didn't really give any chances, all right? It didn't really give any chances out the gate. And it just started trading higher. But one thing I want to highlight is on the 1-minute time frame, and hopefully you're paying attention. And you can do this every day at 9:30. Every day at 9:30. All right, let's zoom in. Every day at 9:30. You have to wait for 9:30, and then the next minute over, this is where this begins. All right. Do this every day for y'all in the Discord. And I'm gonna be saving this for my Patreon. But here I am giving it out for y'all. At 9:30, 9:31. Price starts moving higher. What you want to do is highlight the first fair value gap that forms. Do this every day. So there's a small one right there. So we can utilize that one. The first fair value gap that forms, you want to highlight it. I'm looking for a rectangle. Boom. Do this every day. This repeats every morning. Okay. Every morning during the week. There's a small little fair value gap right there. I'm gonna highlight it, but I like the one above it as well. I also like this one as well. So let me show you. Well, let's just utilize that one first. Let me see something. Let's utilize that one. And let me drag that out into time. And let's see if price eventually refers back to this at some later date. Where is it at? I got lost in the chart. 1 second. Yes. Okay, watch this. At some later date, and you want to do this on Monday. It's real specific to the one on Monday, but you find the first fair value gap on Monday. And Monday really ain't giving no chances, no opportunities. But later in the week, that first fair value gap between 9:30 in the morning, price eventually refers back to it. All right. Price eventually refers back to it, just like that. All right, y'all see that? So that first fair value gap, okay, look at this shit, okay? Y'all tell me if this is random. On a 1-minute time frame, that first presented fair value gap, 9:30 a.m., after 9:30 a.m. on Monday morning, is it random, okay? Is it random that price on Tuesday sells off and comes right back down to that level right there? Y'all tell me if that's random. Y'all see that highlight area? Is that random in the chat? Is that random? And it refers to it multiple times. What kind of shit is going on in the markets? What's up, Arthur? Good morning, boss. It's another great day of insight from Boss Vision. Appreciate it, Arthur. Is that rant? Why, y'all tell me in the chat, why does that do that? Does that pique your curiosity? All right. Does that pique your curiosity? Why does price refer back down to that first fair value gap at 930? All right. Why does it do that? Why does it do that on Tuesday? Why does it do it on Tuesday? It's not random. It's something to study. That's just something I'm giving y'all to study for y'all that's in the Discord. It's the first fair value gap on Monday at 9:30, and on Tuesday it refers back to it. Now let's say if I continue to draw it out over in time. All right, let's go over here. See how it trades back to it again? Huh? Look how it trades back to it again. Okay, now that's from Monday, and we're currently in Tuesday. And on Tuesday, well, you can see us trade back down to it and use it as support. Okay, that was the last support level before it takes off. But also, if you want to blend it with what's this right here? What's that right there on the 5-minute time frame? What's that right there? All right. Volume imbalance plus BISI. We trade back down to it on Tuesday. We use it. Use the 1-minute fair value gap on Monday. And y'all do this for y'all in the Discord. And it's something to study. That's why I'm glad y'all here. Every Monday, highlight the first fair value gap in the first 30 minutes of trading. The first one that presents itself, highlight it, drag it out for the entire week in your chart, and watch how unique it is. All right. Watch how unique it is. And then you also do this every day as well. But the one on Monday is very unique. But every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, highlight the first fair value gap that forms. All right, throughout the week. So you can see how we trade down, retrace on Tuesday after going down to a discount. So check it out. Market maker sell model. We go down to a discount. We reverse market maker buy model. We use that and that 1-minute fair value gap from Monday as support, and price continues higher. And then it retraces a little bit. It kind of refers back down to that level, that 1-minute fair value gap. So how many times do they refer back down to that 1-minute fair value gap? Okay, just keep dragging it out throughout the week. Okay, now we're in Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, check it out. They refer back to it again, even though it's small, but they're using it. It's small, but they're using it. Go down to the discount, boom, displays higher. And then they use that little level right there, and it finally goes higher. You see that? Y'all tell me if that's random or not. I don't think that's random. All right, that's just something else to add to your toolbox as well. I haven't even taught that one yet. That's just something else to add to your toolbox. And if you think it's bullshit, let's go back to Monday of the previous week as well. So what I'm looking for is Monday, 9:30 a.m. And this was from 2 weeks ago, 9:30 a.m. Monday, 9:30 a.m. from 2 weeks ago. That was July the 28th. Let's clone it. 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop. I got to go back. Let's go back in my chart. All right, right here. 9:30 a.m. on a Monday from July. We're looking at that window in time right there. And what we're going to do is this morning right here was high resistance. But what we're doing is we're looking for the first fair value gap. And the first one forms where? Right here. You see that? On a Monday. That's the first one. Now it's an inversion, but we're going to refer to that right there. We're going to refer to that. Right there. That's that first fair value gap that forms on July 28th on a Monday, 9:30. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drag it out. We're going to drag it out in time. You can see out throughout the week how many times they refer to this level. All right. They keep referring to it. So this is still Monday. We go to a 5-minute. I'm giving y'all something to study. I'm just giving y'all more things to add to your toolbox. All right. Giving you more things to add to your toolbox. And you can see as I draw it out, they just keep referring to that 1 minute fair value gap throughout the week. And before they sold price off during this week right here, you can see how many times they trade to it. So they trade down to it and through it. And then in the process of before it sells off real cleanly, they trade back up into this SIBI right here, and then price sells off. But let's just see something right quick. Let's see if we drag it out into the following week. Let's drag it out all the way to the right into the following week. And you tell me right there on this week that just passed on Wednesday. All right. This week that just passed on Wednesday. Let's just hypothetically say, appreciate y'all joining. Let's hypothetically say on Wednesday of this week that just passed, you use this first fair value gap on Monday. You use this one as support and get long. And then guess what? Where could you exit at? Boom, just like that. Y'all tell me if that's random. This one was from 2 weeks ago. This first presented fair value gap, that's what it's called. First presented fair value gap. This one from 2 weeks ago. Is it random that price on Wednesday goes up there and creates the high of the week? I mean, the high of the day, and then consolidates and goes into Thursday. Y'all tell me if that's random. Tell me if that's random. I took that from 2 weeks ago. I took that from 2 weeks ago, and I showed you how Wednesday created a high of the day using that level right there. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? So that's just something else I'm giving y'all for y'all that's in the Discord. If y'all are paying attention, go study it. What I just did was I back tested price to see, okay, how does price react to this? So you got to put the work in. You got to roll up your sleeves. You got to you got to put in the work. Go back testing your charts, because that's how you start to get better. That's how you start to learn. That's a little bit more advanced, but guess what? I'm using that as well. That first fair value gap on Monday. All right. First fair value gap on Monday. And if I continue to drag it out in time, let's keep going. And then boom, here it is on Friday. Y'all tell me in the chat. All right. Tell me in the chat on Friday. Yes, Gabrielle, we just unlocked a new level. All right. Like I said, I don't even talk about everything that I know. All right. We just unlocked a new level. So you tell me, Gabrielle, on Friday. Okay. That was just yesterday. Is it random on Friday that the low of the day in the Nasdaq, that's the low of the day. So there goes the liquidity, right? Previous day's low right there. Is that random that this first presented fair value gap from 2 weeks ago creates the low of the day? That's from 2 weeks ago. That's from 2 weeks ago. Is it random? Is it random? Lawrence, you said intrigued? That's why I'm saying y'all need to tap into the Patreon. If y'all not in the Patreon, man, tap into the Patreon. No, it's not random. So the low of the day, and this is something I unlocked it for you. So if you missed it, go back and watch it. And you also gotta, if you're in the charts this weekend, go study it. All right, go study it in your charts. It's mainly specific to futures. All right, you can go test it out in the ES. Go test it out in gold. Just go test it out. First presented fair value gap at 9:30. All right, you can see how price trades down there, creates the low of the day, and all I did was I drag it out, continue to drag it out. I drew it out for 2 weeks, and we're still referring to that level in price. And price drops down to it, creates the low of the day on Friday, and then boom, displacement higher to end the week, just like that. All right, that's not random. And then the high of the day on Wednesday, reused that level and created the high of the day. Also, that could have been a target to get out the market. If you was long this day on Wednesday, you could have used that to get out the market. Boss, for the other non-Monday first presented fair value gaps, do we draw them out from the previous well? Yes. Use those as well. All right. Just study it. It's something to study. With this skill set right here, you got to roll up your sleeves. You gotta study it. All right. I haven't even talked that one yet. I got to put that in the pro lessons. But it definitely, you can use it as entries and target points. All right. You can use that for entering and targeting. All right. So I definitely got to plug that into the pro lessons, but y'all got a pro lesson right here on the live stream. Y'all got a pro lesson right here on the live stream. If you're brand new, y'all come over here. Tap into my Patreon, all right? Tap into the Patreon. Click the link in the description. I got beginner lessons, pro lessons. And the most popular from the community is the mentorship and the signals. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with me. Click the link in the description. All right, so that's just more advanced. All right, it's a lot going on in price. So again, I'm just showing you more different concepts to add to your toolbox. But we're going to say that right now. I think I already got it highlighted. Yep, first presented. You see down here, first presented fair value gap. There's just another set of tools to add to your toolbox. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that or save it. And if y'all are brand new, make sure y'all tap in, subscribe to the channel, click the link in the description. Appreciate y'all joining on this Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. All right. We're just we're preparing for the upcoming week in the futures market, getting prepared for the upcoming week. So we are bullish on the week. All right. We're anticipating the price to break out, go higher. I need to go look at the dollar. I need to go see what the dollar most likely is suggesting. I need to go see what it wants to do. And then tomorrow I'm chilling out. I might do a live stream, but for the most part, when I'm done with this and when I'm doing this on my own, I'm not taking this long neither. I'm getting in there. I'm getting out of there. I'm analyzing and then I'm done. And then you go about your Saturday. But I'm sitting here giving y'all some coaching, and eventually I'm going to make this more exclusive to my Patreon members. All right. Doing this just for them. So if y'all want to tap into the Patreon, make sure y'all hit the link in the description. All right, so what I want to do now is let's go out to the, say, 4 hour. Let's go out to the 4 hour time frame. And as y'all can see, last week we was using the Dillon range. All right, let's go back to the Dillon range that I was using. All right, that was the Dillon range that we've been using. Below the midway point is the premium. Below it is the discount. All right, above it is the premium. Below it is the discount. And you can see earlier in the week we sold off. Well, that was last week. Early in the week, we rallied. We went up to the premium above the 50% level. Zeph, you said, oh, wow, the timing is crazy. Yes, Zeph. Yes. Shout out to you, Zeph. Went up to the premium. We consolidated, retraced back down to discount below the midway point. We traded down to the 4 hour. Y'all tell me what this is. Damn. Shit. Let me do this right there. All right. When we came back from the premium down to discount, y'all tell me what this is right here. What is this right here? Tell me in the chat. What is this that I'm highlighting right here in the chat? I mean, it's obvious. Yes, BISI. And also we got an inversion. All right. We got this inversion fair value gap. So all these concepts you got to study. All right. So what I did was I divided the range from premium to discount to premium. That gives you two sides of the market. Below the midway point is a discount. Above it is a premium. That's all the market does. It goes from a premium to a discount, and price only consolidates, expands, retraces, and reverses. And expansion can go in both directions. And expansion can go sell side. Expansion can go buy side. So we can have a bullish expansion. We can have a bearish expansion as well. So that's what we're doing. So you can see us go up to a premium on Monday. So Monday was like, I was trying to get short on Monday, but Monday went against what I wanted to see. So I gave them Monday. And then on Tuesday, we retraced, we went short. And when we went short into the discount, we traded down to these BISIs and these inversions. So on Wednesday, I wanted to see a continuation to go lower to come down to this monthly fair value gap. But no, the dollar started to get weak. So as the dollar showed weakness, stock market started to rally. And I guess what? Market makers got the intention of sending price higher. So we went back above the premium side of the market. All right. On Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we hit the premium and we sold off. So it was a lot of manipulation this week. All right. A lot of manipulation. You want to get short at the premium. So on Thursday, yeah, we was in this short on Thursday. I believe ES was leading the way on Thursday. and NQ was lagging behind. NQ was struggling. All right. So sold off, went back down. We didn't go below the discount. So we stayed above in the premium. And then as the day closed on Thursday and we rolled over into Friday, I said, yeah, we're probably going to want to go for the all-time high. So on Friday, because we were still in the premium side of the range and we went above the this level up here, the upper quadrant, I said, yeah, we're going to want to go for the all-time high. And guess what? We went long yesterday in the Discord. And yesterday, Friday, was a good day. So a lot of people, you know, was profitable because we forecasted that price wanted to go higher. All right. So going into next week, it's kind of obvious where price wants to go. It wants to seek the liquidity from this high right here 2 weeks ago. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the dealer range because we're going to most likely want to just come up and take out that liquidity pool. All right. Right there. So we got last week's high that just closed on Friday. And then we got this high right here. We don't know where we're going to gap open. All right. So just looking at, let's go out to the daily. All right. On the daily time frame, we got a volume imbalance right there. So I'm going to hide the 4 hour. We need to wait for Sunday. It's kind of a difficult, I don't know where we're going to open up. We can damn near gap open and take out that high at the gap. So I don't know where we're going to open up. And next week is going to probably be difficult. We're going to wait and see. We're bullish. So we're going to stick with the narrative of just only looking for buying opportunities. All right. We're only going to look for buying opportunities if y'all in the Patreon. Now, if we start breaking out, going higher, I already showed y'all my projection level. All right. But along the way up there might be some retracements, some scalps to go down. So I'll be looking for that as well. I prefer us to go higher, take out the all-time high, and then kind of retrace. And if there's some type of gap that forms, that's where I want to get long at. I will wait for the gap. For example, let's say we open up lower on Sunday. Let's say we open up lower on Sunday. Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? What is this that I'm highlighting? And this is all forecasting. We don't know yet, but this is good practice. This is great practice. What is this that I'm highlighting? It's two things, by the way. It's two things. It's two things that I'm highlighting right here in this area. Yes, Gabrielle. It's a BISI plus what? It's a BISI plus what? Yep. Shout out to you. So you can clearly see the volume imbalance, right? You got to add both of them. So whenever you see it like this, yep. Shout out to you, Lawrence. Whenever you see both of them like this, you got to add both of them. There's a clear fair value gap plus volume imbalance in here. So you just combine both of them. And there you go. So we got that highlighted. That's a daily BISI plus volume imbalance. And when we open up on Sunday, I'm hoping we open up lower, okay? This is what I'm hoping. We don't know where we're going to open up yet. But let's say we gap open. Let's say we gap down, okay? Let's say we gap down into the to start Sunday. That's what I hope. And then if we gap down, we can have a level to where price can retrace to. Now, in that retracement down to this, if this happens, we don't know. We're just forecasting. We kind of projecting and predicting. If we gap lower, we can come down and potentially fill this. And if that's the case, if that's the scenario, then we can use this as an opportunity. We can use that level right there as an opportunity to go. 1 second. We can use this level right here as an opportunity to go long. Okay. You see that? We can use that level right there to get higher and go long. So that's what I want to see. You want to be a buyer at discount. Now, although we're trending, you want to wait for retracements to get in sync with the continuation to go higher. I'm gonna say it again. Although we're trending higher, you want to wait for a retracement to come down to a discount. All right. To see a continuation to go long and get higher, just like that. That's what if we gap open lower. Now, if we gap open higher, I'm just going to let them have it because they're most likely going to want to take out the all-time high. But I'm hoping we can gap open lower on Sunday and trade down to this discount, use it. Inside of this, we can use this as a level to get long and go higher, all right? So it's a wait and see thing. It's a wait and see thing. That's what I prefer. It does not have to happen like that, but that's what I want to see. That's part of speculation. That's part of analyzing. That's part of reading charts and price. That's why I told y'all to highlight the closing price from Friday, and let's see how we open up on Sunday. And I taught that to y'all in the Discord. All right, if y'all not tapped into the Discord, tap into the Discord. Sign up to the Patreon. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new as well. Ah, shit, 1 second. All right, so are y'all learning things in here, man? If y'all not tapped into the chat, are y'all at least tell me y'all learning? You know what I'm saying? For the 21 people in here, I only got a handful of people talking. Are y'all learning something? Y'all let me know. Out of the 21 people in here, are y'all learning? Because I'm sitting here providing real value on my channel. All right, real value. So okay, this is ES. Let's look at ES. All right, ES, so showing similar things. Lawrence, I know you learning. Shout out to you, Lawrence. I know Gabrielle learning. I know Arthur is learning. I know Lenny is learning. So my regulars, I know y'all learning. But for the people that are just joining, people in the back that's kind of quiet and y'all hanging around, y'all can at least tell me, man, I'm learning something. I'm trying to get the engagement up. Where my community at, man? Y'all subscribe, so y'all come chat it up with me. So on the daily time frame, the same thing. On the daily time frame, the same thing. Let me go down to the hourly time frame. This is ES. I started marking this up last night, but I got tired and I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe save something for the live stream. But the same thing, all right? I already highlighted the closing price. From Friday. So where do we open up? That's the key thing. All right. How do we open up on Sunday? And there goes these price levels. Shout out to you, Lenny. We aren't just learning, we are making money. Trying to tell y'all, man, ain't too many channels out there most of YouTube is entertainment, but how many people are trying to lead y'all to the water? All right. How many people are trying to lead y'all to earn some money? Taking this YouTube shit back to the original YouTube, all right? When it was all about the creators and value, okay? I'm bringing value. That's my whole motto. I like to just provide value. And clearly I'm doing so. Most YouTube channels are just entertainment and bullshit. But how many YouTube channels are actually providing real skill set, giving you a skill? No, you don't need a college. Okay, this is one of the most highly sought after skills to learn, all right? This is one of the most highly sought after skills to learn. You don't need a college degree. You don't need a formal education. Actually, to be honest, there's people in jail day trading. Man, let me see if I can pull something up. Let me see if I can go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. There are people in jail day trading, okay? If somebody in jail can day trade, what the hell is your excuse? I seen a guy holding cryptocurrency from behind bars. He had over $200,000 in crypto, and he's behind bars investing in crypto. I don't know if y'all seen that video. He was behind bars investing in crypto, all right? And he had over $200,000 in his portfolio. And some of y'all are just, don't want to learn this skill set. Let's see. I don't know if they're on YouTube, but I definitely seen them on X. All right, Day trading from jail. Yeah, nobody up here. The jail people, they mainly on X over there. If I go to X, I'm pretty sure I can find them. All right, but I'm gonna look that up here in a minute. But how many people are gonna give you value on your channel, on their channel, so something that you can walk away with every day? Let me go to X. Yeah, Daryl, day traded from jail. I done seen people are in jail trading, investing in crypto, day trading. All right. So what is a lot of y'all excuses? Not you, Daryl, but I'm just saying people. What is people excuses? If you want to get ahead. See, people in jail, the thing that they have is they got time all day. I know a lot of people got to work and shit, but your freedom is better than sitting in jail. But people in jail, they got time. All right. People in jail got time. So they got their little hustles from jail, and then however they earn money, they're from jail investing in crypto because they got cell phones, etc. All right, and also day trading. So you will be surprised how genius people from jail are because they're behind bars and they got time all day. But for us people out in society that go work jobs, etc., we use our jobs and excuses that we're tired and we can't get shit done. But you letting somebody from jail outdo you, okay? And they're supposed to be the bottom of society. All right, so just something to think about. I'm looking something up right quick. Man, I'm gonna have to find them. I'll say that for another live stream, but yeah, there's definitely people trading crypto and shit like that from jail. Even there's people learning this skill set from when they come home and being released from jail. They're learning the skill set. So when they come home, they would have something to do because you already know people from behind bars, they are, society ain't gonna want to give them a job. So they got to create their own jobs. All right. They got to come out here and create their own jobs. So learning this skill set is very valuable. All right. Very valuable. So y'all might want to tap in with me in the Patreon if y'all got time. All right. So that you can learn this skill set. All right. All right. So I'll look that up later. I'll do some research later. I'll say that for another live stream. I was trying to find a video and the footage from this guy from jail. He was showing over $200,000 in cryptocurrency. And I'm just like, he from jail, you know what I'm saying? He ain't in jail and he doing it. So ain't no excuses. So let's go back to the ES. Also in ES, I'm looking for the same thing in ES. Let's see where we gap open. All right. How do we gap open? I don't see no real inefficiencies. I see old volume imbalances that we can refer to. ES needs to catch up. So ES needs to catch up, which is funny because it was leading the way. So right now we're trading inside of this inversion SIBI. This inversion fair value gap plus volume imbalance. So that's where we're trading into. We could potentially gap it open lower and rally higher. So let's see what we want to do going into next week. All right, we're still referring to these levels. All right, let's see where we want to gap open and then go higher. Let's do some forecasting going into next week. What's the range, which we don't know where we're going to open up, but let's see how many points it takes for the Nasdaq and S&P to get to its all-time high. And you can start calculating, okay, so Nasdaq has this much range to go and ES has this much range to go. Which one has the most potential in points? And the points get you paid, all right? So let's go from the close up to the high. And we don't know where we're going to open, so we're just going to go from the closing price to the high. And right now, so far, the Nasdaq needs to go 138 points to breach its all-time high, all right? Which in the Nasdaq, that ain't a lot of points. In the ES, from close to high, that's about 56 points. All right, so we're not far right now. So y'all do the math. Which one has the most potential going into next week? Nasdaq or the S&P? Who in here is brand new? I want to know who's brand new. Not y'all in the Discord. Who in here is brand new? I'm trying to see who's in here brand new. I got 19 people in the live stream, all right? 19 people. So I'm just trying to figure out who's brand new. Have you ever day traded before? And what's your excuse? Especially if you're into investing and you like to watch it. But this is what I like to do. This is what I like to do going into the upcoming week. You got to prepare. You got to prepare. Preparation and being early gets the worm, okay? Preparation and being early to the markets helps you do what you need to do. Preparation and being early. So definitely bullish. I just need to know where we're going to open up on Sunday. You said S&P has more potential for points, and that's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm seeing as well, Gabrielle. And then also, if y'all came in late, I gave y'all my price projections. All right, we'll go over that more during the week. I give you my price projections. But over here, we got this 4-hour SIBI. Going into next week, I'm going to be bullish. All right, we're going to be bullish. My bias is bullish going into next week. I hope we gap open lower, but if we gap open higher, I'm just going to let them have it. And because we don't have no news on Monday, we're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see on Monday. Also, for y'all that like to watch me trade that 9:30 open, we're going to start waiting until after the 9:30 open. We're not going to try to get in there before 9:30 because that's where a lot of mistakes have been happening. We're going to wait for 9:30 to open. We're going to give it a few minutes to about 10 a.m. And if the price isn't clear by 10 a.m., we're going to wait until probably 10:50 during the macro. All right, 10:50 during the macro. So that's another thing to jot down and analyze. All right, let me see right quick. Y'all got any questions? Anything y'all need to ask me in the chat? Feel free to ask me now in the chat. Ask me anything y'all need to ask me. Again, if y'all not tapped into the Patreon, y'all come over and click the link in the description. Y'all get signed up and follow us. Let me mentor you and coach you through the markets. All right. Any questions? Got 21 people in the live chat, man. We just doing a market review. We're doing pretty much what I just did was a pre-market analysis. All right. We did a pre-market analysis. So we're just preparing for the week. We reviewed what we did last week, and we're pretty much doing a pre-market analysis. So this is what we do this is what I like to do on the weekends as a trader. I like to come to the market, do a pre-market analysis, kind of get a feel or a forecast where price wants to go next week. Price likes to repeat the same functions. Price likes to seek liquidity, etc. Now, if y'all on live stream, this is the time to get me. All right. I might chop in the Discord with y'all as well. So if y'all want to hop in the Discord, y'all got anything to ask me, y'all can do that as well. All right. So if y'all are brand new, subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. If y'all brand new to the channel, if y'all missed anything, go back and watch this live stream as well. Damn, out of 21 people, nobody got nothing to say nothing. So I guess I'm going to tap in with my Patreon members right quick if y'all available. All right. If y'all in the Discord, I might go in the live chat. Let's go do the live chat. And for everybody else, man, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all watching. And I'll see y'all on the next live stream, I guess. If y'all haven't subscribed, click the link in the description. Subscribe to the Patreon, all right? Until next time, peace out. What's up, Rick C? What's up, Rick C? If you're just joining, I'm talking to my Patreon community, all right? I'm talking to my Patreon community. So if you want to tap in, if y'all are in here watching, you say it's like watching old time silent movies. But if you want to tap in, come over here, tap into the Patreon, all right? I'm in here talking to them. They're getting more private lessons, more insight into the markets. So if y'all want to be a part of that, y'all come over here and tap into the Patreon, all right? Link is in the description. Link is in the description. Hopefully you heard me on that one. All right, shout out to you, Rick C. I'm over here. We in the Discord right now. We talking, and I'm just showing them my charts. I'm talking to them. I pretty much got done with the live stream. So if you want to go back and watch it, everything is there. I went over everything. But for right now, we just in the private community talking. All right, we talking. We got a private community over here. So anybody want to join, y'all tap in, y'all sign up with me.